There it is. Look at that. It worked. I was actually wondering if it was gonna have issues because it's an old game. It's gonna look a little odd on screen. I know it's not full. It's not full for me either. I got the black bars. So I'm assuming it's because it's an old game. When they cry, well, what are they crying about? Guess we're gonna find out. Welcome to the world of Higurashi when they cry. The Onikakushi arc will be the opening, inviting you into this world. Don't play tough, please just enjoy life in Hinamizawa to the fullest. The difficulty is extremely high. I hope you will enjoy the reward. Please. Visual novels. Okay, that was a bit creepy. Chill. Please do not lament. I will forgive you even if the world will not forgive you. Please do not lament. I will forgive you even if you will not forgive the world. So please tell me, what will it take for you to forgive me? Frederica Bernkastel. Probably a German name. So you know it's fiction. Okay, it's not real. We're in 1983. And we are in Japan. Oh! They're hitting me. It was gonna be ripped apart anyways. Having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. Oh! No, I still trust her. Oh! Even in this very moment, I trust her. Oh! But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to get the truth. It was as if I was trying to convince myself. I'm such a silly sobbing voice. And those tears making a mess of my face. The mechanical, repetitious sound finally stilled, and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud. And yet, I felt as if I could still hear her voice. But that's not possible. She's no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion because there was none to show. If she had no tears to shed for me, then I shouldn't need to shed any for her. Then why? This pain, my eyes getting moist. Why was this happening? I still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Does he mean like heartbreak? Is that what we're insinuating here? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently. My spirit had suffered enough. And countless times I've wavered over whether I would just throw the battered thing away. Except I've stubbornly refused to do that, haven't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle and appreciate it. Hey, me. I've tried more than enough. I'll acknowledge that much. So, isn't it alright just to take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind with her, like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm, lift it up. And with every swing, forget a little more. Oh! That kindness made me happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. Okay, chill, dude. Oh! I liked petting your head. Okay, dude, chill. I loved how demure you were. We're bringing out the fucking biblioteca, the library, because this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Okay, he said a whole total of nothing. Perhaps I really did love you.
Love you.
Oh! Yes, I finally fucking died. Holy shit. Somebody has been apologizing for a while now. Here we go. I finally get to control the text. I wonder what she's apologizing for. Am I a girl or a guy? It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. It had been a while since I'd last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. Those skyscrapers and the multi-lane roads. The melodious cacophony of the crosswalk. Dude, this guy is bringing out the thesaurus, man. He's going hard. The melodious cacophony. What a dude. Even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. Also, if my voice is too quiet compared to the game, let me know. I'll turn the game down. I can't tell. There's only the chirping of locusts and the babbling of brooks, and the cry of the Higurashi, the evening cicadas. That's what the Higurashi is? So this is like when the cicadas cry. Okay. Rather than making me feel lonely, that quietness had begun to instill a sense of serenity. There's nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints. Burger joints! There aren't even vending machines. No music stores. No restaurants. No arcades. Even an ice cream parlor would be unlikely. Where does this guy fucking live? Nearest town is some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. Come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There were music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. I'd lived in the city for 10 years, never once been to an ice cream parlor. Loser! I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that a little. Somebody is still apologizing. Who is she apologizing to? She apologized so much, so just forgive her already. I said forgive, weird there. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. I'm gonna press an X to doubt on that one, champ. One sec. I'm also gonna turn on... I don't have these set up very nicely. One sec. This will take like 2 seconds to do. I turned off the sound effects so I didn't have them set up cleanly, but I'm gonna turn them back on again because I think it'll be funny. So I'm gonna turn them back on real quick. They should show up in a second in the channel points thing. Un momento. I got to quickly turn them back on, and then I'll test it to make sure it's working. Take 1 second here. Here we go. I gotta do one thing here. Okay. And then add where is it here? I don't know why it does this. Okay. Now let me just test this.
Beta!
There we go, it's working, awesome. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. You just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing even now. And has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey you, the one she's apologizing to. Why don't you go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice. Okay, bro, we get it. Kaiichi, we're almost there. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Finally roused from my nap by my father's prodding. Ugh! Hope it wasn't dark in your room, because it's not anymore. It seemed the train had reached its final stop. So he's dreaming. That wasn't even like a thing. Okay. We'd spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local roads. It was hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window and the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, that they were even from the same era. From there, we'd take a car deeper into the mountains. Okay, we're deeper in the mountains. Okay. Taking the beautiful scenery. Past where the dense forest encroaching on the mountain road suddenly opened up. Dude, I have a bad headache. I took Advil before this. There, where I live now. Hinamizawa. So basically, this guy lives in like a fucking remote-ass village. Hey, it is what it is. Hope your room wasn't dark again, because you're blind now. Even though we were still approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although in exchange, you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. The neighboring house was far away on the other side. I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. Hey! What the fuck? Quickly finished getting ready for school. I headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He's probably up working until the early morning. Okay, one sec. This feels like it's a little bit loud here. There we go. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. It's such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about it. It was just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that, though. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. I'm gonna give a hot take. That sounds fucking disgusting, bro. Pickled vegetables, raw egg, and salmon for breakfast? Yikes. My mom was such a good cook at I mean, whatever you want to call it, brother. Whatever you want to call it. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, or if I was British, schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. I'm so happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Keiichi. I don't know how to say this name. I don't know if it's like, if I'm saying it right or if it's like, whatever, fuck it, I'm saying it how I'm saying it. I don't wake up early. I won't have time to eat breakfast. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being good. Full bowl of rice, or will half be enough? Pile it on. First I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that I covered it with the egg. Between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Pickles are fucking nasty, and if you like them, you're nasty. Not bad at all. Excellent, as usual. Watching me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. Dude, show the mom, for undisclosed reasons. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning, that was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that was what you'd call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed me along with a wide grin. Isn't it about time to meet up with Rena? I'm not saying the honorifics, I'm sorry, it's not happening. Hurry, hurry. Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Wow. Rena's one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without fail. I don't think this guy can take a hint. I mean, like, let's be real. Seems like right off the bat, our good friend here doesn't know how to take a hint. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. Dude, is this guy 12? What the fuck? But, well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Rena wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I race for the door. Please thank Rena for the pickles. Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, I would have savored them a bit more. Morning. We gonna see the first sprite? Keiichi. Good morning. I'm not saying it, dude. You have to hold me at fucking gunpoint to make me say an honorific. Keiichi-kun. Good morning. A cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. You should try sleeping in sometime. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. She's so conscientious and such a good person. Simp, dude. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind. Keiichi, you're so cold. I wait for you all the time. I'll leave you in the dust without looking back. You're just an ass. Why are you so mean? Why? Rena had a slightly troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. Oh, that's nice. I'm kidding. I'd wait for you. With those words, Rena seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red. Ah! Thank you! I'd wait forever until you came, Rena. No matter how long. Forever? Rena turning bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. It's quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. You ever read a romance novel, Rena? I haven't. Never read any before. In that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. Couldn't imagine what would happen if she did read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out. Oh yeah, message from Mom. She says, thanks for the pickles. This is Stew Pickles, dude. It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty? They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. This guy's fucking the pickle Picasso. It would have been fine to just be honest and say they were good. But apparently, I couldn't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before that. Were you the one who pickled them, Rena? Or was it your mom? God, Rena's got such a hot mom. Why do you ask? Were they too salty? Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically. Was it you, Rena? Or was it your mom? Why are you asking who made them? Why? Depending on who made them, my opinion of them might change drastically. She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she'd used to pickle them. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. I mean, a little teasing is fine, but a little bit excessive. Rena nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. It was me. Delicious! Huh? Pretty good. Just like the last ones. They went perfect with the rice. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. The space? It truly was a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Rena never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Keep at it, Rena. I'll train you until you handle it like the average person. Or so I decided for myself. Let's go. If we keep Mion waiting, we'll never hear the end of it. Dude, do you think it's just gonna be a harem? Like, this guy's just gonna be pulling around, like, 12 cats at all times? Is that what we're going? That's the vibe I'm getting. Like, fuck, this headache won't go away. Seeing as she just keeps spacing out otherwise, I called Rena back to reality so we could make our way to school. This strange, easily flustered girl is Rena Ryugu. I've only known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. That's fucking real nice. Hey. Me? I'm not saying it. Good morning. Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Finally. Finally! Two were late. Usually, you're the one who's late. In sharp contrast to the diligent Rina, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sonozaki. God, I hate these fucking last names. I feel like I'm having a stroke. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class. Morning, Rina. It's been a while, Kay. How many years? I was only off 2 days. You don't say. You were so much cuter back then. Mion's gaze stared at my chest, then dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. Hey! My type of woman! She was saying it was my crotch that was cuter back then. Before you asked, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. I've grown quite splendidly, you'd be surprised. Holy shit. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. Dude, what am I reading? Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you next time to be sure to greet him properly. Holy fuck. Don't say next time. Right now is just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh morning air? I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you could smell it fouling up the morning air before. Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached for my fly, Rina began to ramble in a near panic. Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Red-faced and flustered, Rina tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. How was it? Seeing the city again. I thought you were gonna say my wiener. That's what we were insinuating, right? Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk and changing the topic to something more befitting the pleasant morning. I only went for a funeral. I didn't have much time. So yeah, did you look for it? Thing I asked for? You're not listening at all. I just came back from a funeral. I don't have any time to look around in toy stores. What kind of toy stores are we talking about? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know? It's really difficult to get Western stuff around here, after all. This is about games again, me. Mion nodded proudly as Rina giggled. Yep, I wanted Kay to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see. I thought you was gonna say Newport. I was gonna start smoking fucking backwoods. Hey, how's it going? Westport was short for Western Imported Games. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. You can just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, guess I have to now. Let me get another game full of hot action. Hell yeah. This time, I'd like a game that's easy to understand. Mion is a board and card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Rina, Mion's room has kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games. There's a game you'd think I'd understand. Let me play too. Of course. If Kay is up for it, I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just what I want. I play all sorts of games. I don't intend to lose. Whoa. We'll let you in the group this time, I guess. Wrestling with joy from head to toe. Rina looked back and forth between me and Mion. I'm calling her Mion still. Mion gave me an affirmative wink, and her expression perked up even further. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. Rina laughed happily. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I'd moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try to make me feel welcome. I felt like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, this should probably be about right for this place. Minamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, there was only one class. That class encompassed all different grades and ages. There was about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building, and they had actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it's stayed that way out of tradition. Oh, is there like some updated version? Yeah, I don't know, I just played the Steam version. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. Already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that that was a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking in front of us up until then, suddenly let me take the lead. Right in front of the classroom door. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Too bad, I wasn't going to fall for that again. To think you'd give up the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills. Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face. What is it, you guys? Step back, Rina. It's dangerous. She's here. Huh? Then Satoko is... Someone's about to be behind the door. Wait, it's got fucking voice acting? Yo, wait a minute. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap. A blackboard eraser wedged in the door? It's too obvious, Satoko. A haughty laugh came from beyond the door. Excellent, Kay. I guess that means you win this round. No, this is Satoko we're talking about. I doubt this is it. After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simple there to bait you into the main one. Traps that were relentlessly kept coming at you, like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. As well as being ever clever, I added an ever there. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape, no time to relax. By the looks of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. What a nice welcome gift. So then, why don't you just open the door and let it drop? That's what it is. That's what Satoko was after. Making me focus my attention upward, so as I lifted my hand to the door, she'd be waiting there. There were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening trap. Potent and terrifying trap, concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Satoko. But in the end, nothing more than the trivial machinations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the room. I felt something strange at my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. By the time I realized she had me, hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner. Kay, watch out. Instinctively reaching to Mion's shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Ow, ow, ow. An inkstone, filled to the brim, was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation had I landed square on it. Ew, what is this creature? My, what do we have here? A fair morning to you, Keiichi. Aren't we a lively one this morning? Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. That was a step up from your usual trap, Satoko. What the fuck is an inkstone? I've never seen one of these. I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. You're quite unlucky this morning. You little. It seemed I'd inadvertently sprained my back a little when I'd landed. Better than landing on the inkstone. Oh my god, let's not do this, please. The small hand gently rubbed my head. Pain, go away. The small dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much about what you actually do, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, thanks, Rika. The pain's going away now. Yay, Rika, good morning. Good morning to you, Rina. A good morning to all. Rika greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Rina, Mion, and I all bowed back. You're such a good kid, Rika. So much better than Satoko. I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling, while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact. I'm the very model of a good girl. A good girl wouldn't set those nasty traps. Nothing but lies and slander. Dude, how old are these people? Exactly what proof? Ah! I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with. I am S-O-R-R-Y. Try saying that. You won't say it. I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to her forehead. It's gonna give her the flick of doom. I'm against violence. You don't even have any proof. Just so you know, my forehead flicks really hurt. I can spit plywood right in half. Eek. Stop. Get away from me, you beast. Don't say that in a way people will misunderstand. A small hand tugged on the back of my shirt. She's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days. Rika really is just so... I don't want to do anything more after being told that. I gently released my grip on Satoko, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. She's crying. It doesn't bother me. She's crying. I'm not. You mustn't cry, Satoko. Keep on fighting. Yeah. Rika gently petted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess those two are the same age. Cool, how old are they though? I think Satoko could learn a thing or a million from Rika. Next time, set an even more amazing trap. Wait a minute. As she observed the scene, Rina's expression grew ecstatic. I keep saying ecstatic as she began to swoon. How? Satoko is crying. So cute. Yikes. You can't take them home. Huh? But they're so cute. Oh, yikes, man. Cringing a bit. Oh. I'm considering doing the voiceover. There's a lot of talking, man. How far does the mod cover? Does it cover like everything that's been released so far? This is a lot of reading. Just for a bit is fine. Okay, fuck that. I'm installing this shit. 1 sec. Let me save real quick. Holy fuck. When I played Danganronpa, which was nowhere near this amount of reading, it destroyed my fucking voice. Let's see here. Okay. Uno momento. Excuse me. Oh, dude, it is hot in my room, dude. I don't understand how it can be both freezing and then be hot. Oh, it's Japanese voice acting? Yikes, I'm gonna be a cringe English player. Fuck, we're just gonna have to bite the bullet on it then. It just said 07th expansion, I didn't even do anything. Wait, this says it right here. I didn't even install it. Wait, is there a... Yeah. Okay, well, I'm just not gonna read everything out loud if that's the case. Just gonna have to skip it. Rina kept a cutesy face, even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Rina is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. And I can just look. Just looking. That should be fine, right? Right? Rina swooned over Satoko's crying form. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Rina in to the authorities. Forgive me, Rina. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away. The teacher's coming. Quickly clean everything up. Satoko, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtacks stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. Haha, we made it in time. Rise, attention. Mion gave out the morning commands. I did not mean to hit that. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one. Naturally, she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Rina and Mion, being in the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Rina and Mion with their studies. You're a pretty good teacher, Keiichi. Easy to understand. Rina took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say that to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. So while you're teaching us, you're getting in your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there'll be trouble later on. With these marks, it's not like I'm aiming to go on to a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams a little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relaxed than somebody who already knew what was going to be on the entrance exams. Me, Keiichi is doing his best to teach us. We need to try harder. You're such a good and honest kid, Rina. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. Well, thanks so much. Especially you, Rina. Private lessons, just the two of us. Okay, dude. Private lessons? Puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Rina's head. Exactly what kind of private lesson is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So in the city, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. So you just studied just to get into a university. Well, yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future. Out here, you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really. Study equals entrance exams. Having the basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. Yeah, I heard there was voice acting, but I heard that it was only in Japanese. Which, not that I'm against it, but I'm pretty much going to be reading it anyways if that's the case. Plus, to my understanding, I might be smoking crack, but it seemed as though... Oh lord, that's the original? Yikes. What is this? Like, I can't read that. I mean, that's... Spray, confirmation... I'll try to install the mod here, but if it's going to be Japanese voice acting, it's not really going to change too much for me. That is right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam. If anyone can get into university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? That's true, but you should at least know stuff that's common knowledge. Okay, we'll see. I installed it. I don't think I even had... I don't know, we'll see here. Okay. Okay, 1 sec, just installing it here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, let's see what's happening. It's installing. Looks like it's gonna be a few minutes. I'm probably gonna drop frames, by the way, because I'm installing. So just so you know, if I start cutting up or you start buffering, my internet is not good enough to do all this at once. ETA of 1 minute and 8 seconds. Holy, how is it so fucking hot in my room, man? I saw that there was one here for Yumineko as well. Yeah, I've played the whole Zero Escape trilogy. I haven't touched anything else other than that, but I played I and the Zero Escape trilogy. I think I is probably my favorite, but 999 is pretty close in quality. The Yumi Neko project? Okay, I'll search that up because I was planning on playing that at some time, so I might as well have that installed as well. I won't do that now, but... Okay, fuck, that was only a sub-task. I don't know how long this will take. It's probably going to be like 10 minutes, so I'm going to break up a lot here because of the... We can chill for a minute here. Let me turn on my display capture. Display capture. Okay, there we go. Wait, that's weird. Why is it not showing up? I don't know if my stream is just being stupid or what, but okay, no, it is showing. Thought so. Yeah, 999 was my favorite. VLR was number 2. I didn't like the third one too much. It wasn't bad, but it was definitely the worst of the 3. I have them both highlighted, or all the playthroughs highlighted on my stream. I'm moving it all over to YouTube eventually. I'm not sure when I'll do that. It's gonna be a pain in the ass because it's like so much fucking video to download, but I have to do that eventually. There you go. The install was successful. Excuse me. Not super recently. Like a while ago. Not like forever ago, within the last year, but I played all I and all of Zero Escape in the last year. Okay, let me cover this up here real quick. Okay. Oops. One sec here. Because the Steam banner is blocking my shit. I can't see anything. I'll disable the opening because I don't want spoilers. I know it's very small right now because I gotta get to the settings here first. It should fix itself when I make it full screen. Okay. Oh, there we go. We actually have full screen. Holy shit. Okay. So I'm guessing we'll rock with the remake for now. I'll compare it when I get in. I might have to skip a bunch of text here. Text speed. This might not work because I think that's what it said, that some saves don't work. Oh, yikes. I don't know if this is like a... Yeah, I'll check both of them here. Yeah, anything over the OG. I'll look between the two here. Just want to make sure here. Yeah, it's gonna... We're gonna have to fast forward through back to where we were, which is fine. We weren't that far in at all. It did say there that you would have to, which is fine. I'm like fucking 10 minutes in. I don't know what it means the difficulty for this chapter, but... Yeah, it's fine, but I'm so not far into the game at all. Some new graphics. We can test this with Rena here. Be nice if I could hide this while I was, but yeah, we got the gist. We'll wait till we see other people. P? Holy fuck, dude. I understand the original's probably pretty old, but Wait, here we go. Open your eyes, lady. Please. Dude, there is such a difference. I actually think I prefer the remake. Let's see. Oh lord. It looks less evil in the console one. Doesn't have fucking demon red eyes. I'm not sure, dude. The console ones are good too, though. We'll rock with this for a bit. Just get to where I was. We're getting close, so... Actually, it shouldn't skip unseen text. So it should stop, but we'll just... Okay, we'll just stop here. I think this was around where I was. So in the city, you have to study this much. Actually, wait, no, we've seen this. Okay, yeah, no, here we are. That is right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam. If anyone can get into university, then there's no need to be so uptight about all this stuff, right? That's true, but you should at least know stuff that's common knowledge. This old geezer thinks that. Instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should be spending your precious teen years doing much more meaningful things. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off, but since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbill drifted through the classroom. Okay, we're done. We're done. It's our wonderful lunchtime. In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the morning period. Keiichi, let's have lunch. Star, I wonder how she said that. I might have been making a very troubled face. Rina smiled brightly at me. All right, let's eat. There seemed to be different cliques, even within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls. And by boys and girls, you mean literally one boy. But we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness made a transfer student, or makes a transfer student like me, pretty happy. Rina and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Satoko and Riko were slowly lugging their desks over as well. Keiichi, hurry, hurry. Rina waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunchboxes. Keiichi's lunchbox is most assuredly a plain, miserly rice and seaweed. Why don't you just show it to us? Come now. Dude, this girl talks so much older than she is. Let me close this other thing here. I don't need this open. Pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Well then, Representative Me, please give the signal a start. At first, this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may have all been different, but we were all friends. Let's eat! The sound of our little 5-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. Of course there are other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary, that's so true. Compare that to girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. We put all the side dishes in the middle where everybody was free to pick at them. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in, where Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, don't know why there's a question mark here, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch. My, isn't Sir Keiichi's lunch extravagant today? My, isn't Madame Satoko's lunch extravagant as well? It's like, I gotta... Excuse me. It's like I have to open something here. I have to check something I forgot about. Yeah, I'll probably end up just switching to the console style if that's the if they're gonna do it kind of like this. This art style kind of reminds me of Phoenix Wright a little bit. 1 second here. I have to change something in OBS real quick. 1 sec. I forgot to do it like a fucking goober. Okay, there we go. Buying into the fight, the Satoko was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross counter, stabbing into each other's lunch. My, how delicious. Oh, this taro is good. The stewed stuff is good too, even cold. After seeing my happy face, Rika's expression broke into a little smile. I saved some from dinner last night. By the way, Satoko and Rika's lunches are always the same. Seems that Rika makes it for both of them every day. Rika made this too? These taste like Mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes weren't from a mold. They were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do. I guess Rika's just good at this sort of thing. She's really good at sewing, laundry, and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Amazing. Rika is quite exceptional in many ways. Oh ho. Ho ho ho. That's nothing for you to boast about. Rina's actually better at cooking than I am. Huh? Well, you know. Seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Rina when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Rina's lunch really was the star of the table. Oh wait, I want to check something here. Oh, free, look at that. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Rina's lunchbox constantly. Everyone liked this one so much before, so I made a lot this time. It's good, I hope. I hope? It's got high marks for me. Mion, you're taking too much. Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out, trying to secure my own portion. Satoko and Rika reached over at the same time, and a struggle ensued. Everyone shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Rina's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Rina, but Rina seemed rather satisfied as she looked on. How do you like it? Isn't Rina an extremely good cook too? Quite different from Keiichi. I said that's nothing for you to boast about. You're not much different from Kei. Satoko, dude, I'm having a stroke because I'm trying to avoid the honorifics. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? Wait, how can you not tell the difference? Satoko's face went pale. Hey, even I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower, you know? Of course I can. I really can. It's really hard for her to lie. Keiichi, both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? Ooh. I don't know about that. You shouldn't be picking on her. I almost said it. Me too. Rina hurriedly tried to follow up. Mion laughed haughtily as she drew closer to Satoko. Well, just pretend it's a little home ec lesson. Now then, Satoko, what's this? Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. But that's aspara, Mion made eye contact with me, and within 0.3 seconds, I had Rika's mouth covered, holding a piece of bacon-wrapped asparagus and giving her two choices. She's pretty terrible. So they're just setting her up. The yellow one is cauliflower. No, wait, the green one is cauliflower. So which? Probably the yellow one is broccoli, and the blue one is cauliflower. But the green one is, Do you really know which is which? How about you just give up? I'd expect no less from the class representative. The oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. Excuse me, holy fuck. This is just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal. I do know. I really do. Then answer the fucking question! I know. Crying. She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she usually starts to seem her age. She actually starts to seem her age. Cute. Rina entered a state of euphoria as Satoko bawled her eyes out. Rina was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Satoko's head and smothered her. Really, a very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. It was that kind of smile. Rina, Mimi is picking on me. Wow. Cute. It's okay, Rina will take care of all those bad people who tease my little sister. Oh my lord. Fwish, boom, bam. It was like a flash of lightning. What was that just now? Both of Rina's fists shot out at supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled, spread eagle on the floor, staring up at the ceiling with matching welts on our faces. This is the first time you've gotten one, right? Today, she went easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? With that, Mion and I both slumped our heads back to the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Rina. See, Satoko? I took care of them. Cute. I want to take you home. She was a predator. Making sure Rina couldn't see it, Satoko stuck her tongue out at us. Damn it all, using Rina like a puppet. Rika massaged our bruises without saying a word. Dude, this art style reminds me so much of Phoenix Wright, I don't know why. I mean, it does kind of look similar. I gotta lower my mic here, it's in the way. Hell yeah, now this is the type of music I like. No matter what the day had held, the last school bell always came too soon. Our shadows stretched off into the distance. Hey Keiichi, tomorrow. Do you have plans or anything? Huh? It was such a direct question from Rina, I had inadvertently blushed. It was for a date. And wouldn't you do it more subtly? Subtly? I don't know how you would... Rina saw me lost for words and realized that I'd misunderstood and turned red as well. No, I didn't mean it like that, you see. So apparently that wasn't what she meant. Cucked. Feels bad, man. But since it's always fun when Rina's in a panic, I went along with it a little. Oh, really? So it wasn't meant that way. Huh? Playing it up, I slumped my shoulders, feigning dejection. Keiichi, why are you so disappointed? Why? Me? Unable to hold it in any longer, Mion slapped me on the back. I see. This old geezer never knew you could push her buttons like that. Wahahaha. She's fucking Wario now. Huh? What is it? Mion was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach while Rina flailed around, completely bewildered. I couldn't help but start laughing as well. Feeling just a bit guilty, I ruffled Rina's hair. Kidding. Sorry it was a joke. That's my fault. She really is a cute one. Huh? A joke? Since when? Since when? About halfway through. Halfway? It's okay, that means you weren't acting when you blushed at the start? Huh? That means... It was only a momentary lapse, but there was no way Mion would let such a delectable detail slip by her. Well, you see, saying anything more was also a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I slipped further into an unfavorable position. Saying anything more was also a bad idea. After that, Mion continued to tease me about it for a while. Did I read that line twice? Am I having a stroke? I think I'm having a stroke. I think I read that line twice. So, why were you asking if I'm free tomorrow, Rina? Huh? Oh, what were we talking about? It had been so long that Rina had forgotten. That's how long Mion had teased me. It's just Kay. You probably can't find your way around Hinamizawa by yourself yet, can you? That was true. I hate to say it, but if you blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times like we're playing pin the tail on the donkey, I wouldn't be able to tell up from down here. Yeah, I don't think I know how to get anywhere, besides back and forth from school. Yes, so you see, tomorrow we're thinking that me and I could escort you through Hinamizawa and show you around. That would be a godsend. Frankly, I was happy about the offer. You'll come, of course, right? Oh, I'll come, don't worry. If I'm free. You're being invited by a girl, you know. If I'm free. Dude, holy shit, Squad W. You're probably free anyways. If I'm free. I was being stubborn so as to not give a clear yes or no. Even though I thought it was a godsend, I'm too much of a scamp to say so up front. Keiichi, you're not free perhaps? Perhaps? Squad W, my man. While Mian and I had our rather sour back and forth, Rina peeked over at me hesitantly. Figuring I'd been a bit too rough on her, I just gave in. Sorry, forgive me, I apologize. I'm free. Great. The trepidation disappeared from Rina's face as it blossomed into a smile. Hey now. Seems like there's quite a difference between how cold you are compared to Rina, isn't there? Seems like Mion didn't care for how rude I was to her, compared to how quickly I agreed with Rina, but her being annoyed was very interesting. So I pushed Rina forward, speeding up our pace to leave Mion behind. Let's go, Rina. Maybe it should just be the two of us tomorrow. Leave grumpy old Mion behind. It feels bad, man. I like Mion. Oh, whoa, if Keiichi's okay with that, then I'm the one who came up with the idea to take him around. Don't ignore me. Keiichi Maebara. That's his last name, dude. You just got doxed. Holy fuck. It'd be great if the two of us could go on a picnic together. Should we bring a basket, Rina? If we're bringing a basket, I'll make the food. Maybe. Don't you ignore me too, Rina. I'll put out a village-wide circular saying that you two disappeared into the hotel district together. Oh my god. Dude, holy fuck. Well then, I'm going home right now to start making it. Tomorrow's gonna be so fun. Later, Keiichi. Me, bye. Rina bounded off like she was walking on the moon. After the dust settled, all that was left was me standing next to Mion, sprawled out on the ground. There was a welt on her face. Are you alright? There was over 2 meters between you guys. Dude, she's got 2 meter range. She's a JoJo. She has a stand. Since you came, they've become sharper. This old geezer's body can't handle it. Maybe it'd be easier if you stopped saying stuff that makes Rina want to hit you. Or else, this will end up being Mion's slapstick comedy hour. If that happened, the results might be fatal. Don't feel bad, Mion. You're probably the only one who can dodge her jabs. It felt like it was her knee, though. Could it be that we were hanging around with an unrivaled martial arts master? Maybe someday we'll see her debut in an extreme contact sport. You can't lose to Rina. You need to train up and have a rematch. Okay, you should. This old geezer will root for you. Mion and I reaffirmed our determination to discover a way to counter Rina's infallible technique. I love that it gives shit like this like it's like a fucking, like a TV show. New tips unlocked. We're mixed grade, we don't have a uniform. Oh my god, wait! Am I gonna have to put together a mystery at the end of this? Yo, I'm like 10 times more invested if this is the case. Yo! So Rina, we're the same age. Yep, that's right. We're the same zodiac animal too. Uh-oh. Is this an astrology girl? I have to question her sanity if she's a zodiac girl. Hey now, it'd be weird if we were the same age but not the same zodiac. I mean, I knew it was like a mystery game, but I thought this was... Okay. My understanding was that this game was very hand-holdy, okay? That was my understanding. In the sense that it was very on rails. I'm glad that it's not. This is very hype now. This is giving me the Danganronpa vibes back. I'm liking this now. I'm invested. And so these tips here seem to be scenes that aren't, that didn't actually happen. I'm guessing it's just more info. But, like, obviously I don't remember this conversation happening, so. It'd be weird if we were the same age but not the same zodiac animal. not true. If your birthday isn't the same, you can have different animals even if you're the same age. True, but it depends on what month you're born in, right? Huh? Oh, I see. Mion, you're pretty smart. Hahaha. What month were you born, by the way, Keiichi? I'm July. That's a... Feels Batman to all the July babies, but April is kind of king, where I come from. Rena smirked and puffed up with pride. Hey now, what's the meaning of this? Okay, so this did happen, it's just... Okay. She's not planning to be all high and mighty if her birthday is a wee bit sooner than mine, is she? Don't even! It's impossible to challenge me by birthday. I wouldn't even mind you if you bet $1 per month. Huh? Why? Rena panicked at suddenly being challenged to a wager. Dude, see, there it is. April birthdays? Ding! God damn it, it's everyone who's born in April is based. It's like a superpower. Given how panicked she is, I'm certain she doesn't have much allowance left this month. It's just sending her into a panic about something as simple as a birthday. It's so fun I can't help myself. So that means you were born in April. Oh my god, please. Dude. Oh my god, everyone is so based. I'm already far older than Rena. Oh, I see. Then you're the same age as me. Oh my. It's just a few months. That gap will open. Dude, she born in April too? Dude, I could sense the connection. It's why I liked her initially. Dude. Now that you mention it, you're in a higher grade, right, Mion? You're into underclassmen, then I can be an underclassman from now on. Hell yeah. Me, you're not making any sense to me. Just by seeing Rena's blushing face, you could tell she knew exactly what she meant by it, though. And Satoko and Rika are underclassmen. Oh. Their grade is so different that they should be in a different school, shouldn't they? Keiichi, your tastes are a bit too young, I think. Yeah, okay, this guy might not be based anymore. I take it back. You're not making any sense yourself, Rena. I'll just grab onto her head and scruff it up a bit. Ha, stop it. I wondered about it before, yeah. I was wondering why the school has different school years all mixed up. There aren't enough classrooms. Can't help it. Dude, this reminds me of my fucking elementary school. I went to a country elementary school, and there was, like, nobody. We had such a... I remember... God, what was it? I don't remember when exactly it happened, but I went from, like, junior and senior kindergarten through, like... I think grade 4. No, actually, grade 3, and everything was, like, single classes. But we only had, like, 150 kids in the whole school. So once we got to, like, grade 4, everything was a split class. So I was in a split class from, like, grade 4 all the way through grade 8 up until high school. It was very odd. I do not like split classes. This building is, and our school was also pretty small, and I don't think that was exactly the reason, but... Building is being rented from the forestry services after all. Which says it like that? It makes sense. I've thought our school was strange for a while now. The schoolyard is gravel. There are rooms that aren't for classes. Excuse me. I don't have the hiccups, I'm drinking fucking water. And there's some strange sort of construction machinery parked here. Why is it being borrowed? What happened to the real school? There was one here forever from before the war. It got dilapidated. Oh yeah, this was in 83, they said. Okay. They closed it down. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Is this like a Ren'Py remake? Because this is what it feels like. It's like it has Ren'Py controls now. It looks like Ren'Py. It probably was a grand old schoolhouse. Well, because of that, the students would have to attend the school in the city. It's pretty far though, you know? Which school would that be? You know there's a school if you pass by the Okinomiya train station, turn to the hospital, and head towards the pediatrics department. What? This is so far. I couldn't tell where that was by the location, but I understood it was pretty far from Rena's reaction. Well, that's why. The guys that didn't want to commute to Okinomiya rented out the building from the forestry services and are attending this pseudo schoolhouse here. About half the children in Hinamizawa go here. There are quite a lot of kids that come here on bike. Well, since they're attending this really messed up school, it might be pretty hard for them to get into higher education. Not true, me. If you study properly, you can go anywhere you want, says the two people that literally don't even study. That's right. I totally agree with Rena on this one. Yeah, that's right. Let's try our best. All of you, try your best. This old man will be rooting for you. Not just us, you too. You should be preparing for exams, shouldn't you? Your future is bleak with grades like this. Fine, just fine. If I get stuck, then I'll just mooch off K as he works forever. Hell yeah. What do you mean by mooch off K? What do you mean? A new character, Chi, or Chie. Hey, you're too fucking loud. Shut the fuck up, bitch! Be quiet during self-study. Oh, it was a teacher, never mind. I don't think a teacher would say that, but I mean, never know. Satoko saw it and chortled haughtily. Dude, I keep saying, whoever did the English translation, I give them dubs, because they put in some thesaurus fucking shit in here. I stuck out my tongue at her in response. It is just as Mion says. The school has nothing to do with higher education, but it makes up for that by having lots of valuable things that other schools don't. Yeah, such as one fucking classroom. Okay, so that was my we're in a mixed grade. I like the scary music. It's only June, but it's already so hot. I could hear the Higurashi outside chirping. Me. I don't think they sound like that at night. There are mosquitoes. So I'm guessing Higurashi is just the Japanese word for cicadas. They've kind of used them interchangeably so far. It might as well be summer already. My only salvation was that the mornings were still cool. Summer, I do declare. Satoko was flapping her skirt languidly. Pretty unladylike there. Even if she was a little brat, she was still a girl. Ew, she's got the tooth. I can see it. She's got it right there. Keiichi does seem quite cool with just a single button-up shirt. I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. From how I see things, the skirt you're wearing looks like it would be much cooler. A girl like you just wouldn't understand. Wearing jeans during this season, how steamy the crotch gets. Okay. Evening cicadas. Okay. It gets steamy. This girl has gone imagining something indecent. Rena's summer clothes have a nice refreshing color. I feel cooler just by looking at them. Thank you. Everyone in this is a robot because I'm not giving them voices. I tried that for like a chapter of Danganronpa and it fucking killed me. They really do feel pretty cool. I do wish my summer clothes were as breezy as Rena's. But Satoko, your summer clothes are so cute. Being a one piece and all, I'd like to wear your summer clothes. Star. This is actually quite stuffy, you know. I do believe what you're wearing would feel much cooler. Would be so much more fun with cute clothes. How? I don't know what she keeps saying when she's saying how. I had a different feeling that Rina and Satoko's base values were fundamentally different. Someone say base? Speaking of which, our school doesn't have a uniform. Yeah, it doesn't. As long as they're proper, then regular clothes are fine. There are quite a few students in regular clothes. There were a few wearing uniforms, but they were all the same design and rather plain. What's the uniform they're all wearing? They're all the same. That's the city school's uniform. It's not like there's a rule, but they're all wearing them. Speaking of which, everybody in our group is wearing a different uniform, aren't we? Did you go out of your way to get them from somewhere? Why, yes. Mion supplied them. Mia's relative runs a second-hand clothing store. They can get school clothes from all over the country for cheap, they say. So you ask those relatives to get a bunch of unique school uniforms in. That's Mion. She probably loves using her friends as dress-up dolls. That must be a strange second-hand clothing store. I get that it's a second-hand clothing store, but stocking clothes from schools all over the country? That is a little bit odd. It's pretty strange for a second-hand clothing store. Yeah, I mean, can't imagine there'd be much of a market for that. You would expect that most schools, probably just have their own uniform, so Huh. You know, we're just taking this all in, okay? I don't know if I should take notes or not. When I did that in Danganronpa, it kind of made it not fun, so maybe I won't. What's the point in stocking up clothes from faraway schools they know nothing about? Yeah, I think so too. They also have used school swimsuits and PE uniforms. I don't like the idea of having used ones. Doesn't sound like that shop makes much money. They probably have Mion pitch in and help so they can make a bit more. But Mion says it'll be a big hit and become a great store with such conviction. Secondhand clothing store that stocks school uniforms will be a big hit? I don't get it. Okay, so we didn't really get much from this, but what we did learn is pretty simple. We are we're at a school where most of, excuse me, where the entire school is owned by the forestry district of whether it's the prefecture or whether it's the country. So we're kind of just living in this shit-ass building, and we're in a mixed grade because there's not enough students, so they say. And half the students of our town go to this school, and then basically there's not a school uniform, and Mion's family, or maybe her, but it sounds like her family or her relatives, run some weird clothing store that sells school uniforms, whether they're PE, whether they're regular, or what have you. I should save here. We'll save over this. End of chapter 1. Wow. So this is my question. So obviously there's chapters. And I know obviously I bought all the chapters in Steam a while ago on a sale. I can see that there's 8 of them. So I guess like my only question is, yeah, sub-chapter. That's what I was thinking. So this is the only thing that I want to know, because I know that I guess it is chapter 8. That chapter 8, whether maybe not that it came out not too long ago. It came out not too long ago on Steam. I don't know if it actually came out not too long ago. It might have just been ported over now. Sorry, I'm just trying to think here. So my guess here is that I got 2 achievements on Steam from the 60 minutes or whatever that we've played. It looks as though there's 14 achievements, so I'm guessing that you're probably gonna get around 2 per, which means there's probably around 7 sub-chapters for this. I'll probably save each one distinctly. So instead of rambling, let me restate my question. It's been out since 2006, 2007. Yeah, I got that, but on Steam, I know that it didn't come all that long ago. I know the first episode just came to Steam in like 2015. And yeah, so the most recent one, Chapter 8, was May 14th, 2020. Now, I'm assuming that's just when it got ported over. I know that this has probably been out for a while. I guess my only question is the game done? Like, is it actually, like, finished? I'm guessing it is. And maybe it's just not all on Steam yet? Okay, so it is all finished. Is Chapter 8 the last chapter? Or is there more? And I mean, of course, like the overarching chapters, not the sub-chapters. 2 chapters every year with his games. Started with the first chapter in 06. Okay. So it's... Okay, this is confusing. Okay. Chapter 8 is the last chapter in the main story. Okay, that makes sense. Good. This makes me happy at least, because I was afraid that I was going to start this and that I would, if I finished all the way through Chapter 8, that I'd just be like AFKing waiting for the rest of the game to come out. But that's pretty straightforward. Yeah, I know that Yumi Neko was the second. I hear people say really good things about it. I have it too. But to my understanding, at least on Steam, Yumi Neko is only broken up into 2 parts. Now, there might be like a bunch of chapters in each. But Yumi Neko on Steam, at least, is only split up into 2 parts. It's like the question and answer arcs. Whatever, I guess it's not too important. As long as I know that the game is like done, that's pretty much answers my question. Okay, yeah. I getcha. I took it a little too easy on the morning of my day off. I was totally late. And to top it off, that pesky mom of mine. Squad W. Okay. And to top it off, that pesky mom of mine pushing a return journey errand on me just as I'm trying to leave the house. Today was the day Rina and Mion were going to show me around Hinamizawa. Oh my god. Rina and Mion were already waiting at the meeting place. Dude, we're in the cult of Mion, I'm sorry. Okay, you're late. Sorry. The show I was watching last night was really interesting. Blame that. Oh, so that's your excuse for being late and keeping 2 girls waiting. Me, you just got here yourself. Star. I want to know what they're doing when they just fucking... Last night's episode of A Day in the Life of was interesting, wasn't it? She was just as guilty as me. Rina was carrying a pretty heavy-looking handbag. What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right. Rina really did make a picnic. Okay, after you left, Rina pulled out all the stops. Not like I forced her to do it. Yeah, no, I looked up the length of them before this. I know that at least on How Long to Beat, the first chapter here alone is like 15 hours or something. I'm not necessarily against a long game. It was nothing, so don't worry about it, okay? She's been like this since last night, you know? Can you take responsibility for this? Alright. I am a man after all. I'll take responsibility. Dude, what the fuck? Huh? Responsibility for what? For what? As we both turned around slowly to look at Rina, our gazes drifted downwards to the massive handbag she was carrying. It didn't seem logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes, except this was Rina we were talking about here. About 2 kilos, I guess? When Rina was picking it up, I could see she was struggling a bit. Okay, I don't want to talk shit. I know these people are like 15 or some shit, at least I think. You can't lift up 2 kilos, bro. You need to hit the gym. I can see she was, okay, 5 kilos, you know, that's a little bit more respectable. You're exaggerating. Casey is a boy after all. I thought he could probably eat a ton, so I made a lot, okay? Let's get going. Heave-ho. Just from the way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe the only things in there were lunchboxes. Correction. I say 5 kilos too. I'll help out, but all of it needs to be eaten. I won't forgive you if you make Rina get sad, okay? Got it? The only thing I could do at that moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. Having finished with the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll, a carefree walk bathed in the gentle morning sunlight. I couldn't have even imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. These were the boonies after all. No slovenly desk jockeys trudging to work on the weekends out here. It really was a nice place, peaceful and quiet. As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around. Ah, good day. Good day. Oh, you would be Maybara, I believe. My 2 companions exchanged greetings with everybody we ran across. All of these passerbys even knew my name. When did I become this famous? We passed 3 people, and when all 3 of them knew me, I started to feel a bit paranoid. I just got a little bit of a monk W. It's a bit sad to say. Everyone knows everyone since there are so few people here in Hinamizawa. So that means even an unfamiliar face walks by, they automatically assume it's that Maybara fellow who just moved here. Yeah, that's how it works out. It was a process of elimination you could only pull off in a place like this, but it was quite effective. From now on, I better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in the bookstore, I can expect all the villagers labeling me as a lech by the next day. Hinamizawa is not to be trifled with. It's not the end of this nightmare. Of course, I know them. The first person we met was Old Man Takazo from the Makino bike shop. His hobbies are bonsai and playing the flute, maybe playing the skin flute more like. Next we meet the grocer's second son, Daisuke. His hobby is sharpshooting and he hopes to be an ace sniper in the future. Fuck, I cracked myself up. The person we just met was Mio, the nurse from the clinic. Her hobbies are birdwatching and photography. You know the names of everyone we passed by, and even their profiles. Seeing my surprise, Mion and Rina exchange looks and burst into laughter. Well, yeah, we're not like the city where people hardly know their neighbors. Then let's try it out. You there, who am I? You're Keiichi Meibara. You say some mean things, but you're actually a kind, shy person. It's been 3 weeks since you transferred here. Your hobby is taking afternoon naps. Lately, you switched over to wearing boxers. Hell yeah. Didn't you? That's enough, that's enough. But boxers? Enough of that. Apparently there is absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Hinamizawa was not a place to be trifled with. This feels more like you guys are showing me off rather than showing me around. That's right. We're parading around like this, after all. It'll give everyone a chance to see for themselves that Kei is fitting right in here. Holy fuck, I just had a stroke. That Kei is fitting right in here in Hinamizawa. The population in Hinamizawa is shrinking, so the villagers welcome anybody who's new here. I thought about brushing it off with something to the effect of, "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into the city like this before? Thinking about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke at all. We passed another person. Of course, we were called out to again in the same way. "Oh my, good day. It's wonderful seeing you getting along." It's okay, it's a girl. This lady here is Fujishima. "Good day." "Oh my, Meibara, how wonderful for you, having a lovely girl in each arm." Squad W, how are you? Getting used to life here? Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was. Good. As I looked back over to Rina and Mion, they gave me a wink. "So now then, Star, about time to have lunch maybe?" "Maybe?" Rina's brilliant smile signaled the approach of an event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other. I'm a man. I'll do what I can. But it's just too much. It's fine, Kei. Leave it to this old man. Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. I'd expect no less from the class representative. Rina, if we're gonna eat, we may as well go somewhere with a good view. Yeah. Good idea. I agree. Rina nodded her head happily in response to Mion's proposal. We're walking around. We're at a shrine. Cresting the top of a stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had worn down a bit through the years, but the fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling. This here is the Furude Shrine. It's probably the place with the best view around. This place, be sure to remember it. I will. On our next break, a festival will be held here. Isn't it a bit too early in the season for a festival? Oh god, more long words. The Onikakushi isn't a summer festival. Long ago, it used to be a celebration of the end of winter. I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer. Now then, spread out the lunchboxes, and there. Various colored lunchboxes were placed one after another on top of the plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. It was Rina's home cooking. It went without saying that it would be delicious. But is it even possible to finish all of this? Hey Mion, it'll take more than just a good view to get this all down, you know? Good afternoon. I'm cucked. It was Rika and Satoko. Why are they here? Mion grinned over at me. I see. This was her secret plan, the power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Following up when all the pieces are in place is my specialty. We just had to come since there was such a commotion. What is the meaning of this? Take a look. It's time for lunch, buffet style. A handmade gourmet meal by Rina. I can see that much. Why have you laid out a tarp on our property? The temple is public grounds. It's not yours. Keiichi is right. This is everyone's property. Wow, Rika is such a good girl. Have a seat. Eat with us. After opening up a spot for Rika, I promptly turned my back on Satoko. Hold on a second. Where is my spot? No spot for you and nothing for you to eat. Don't worry, there's some for you too. None. I'll eat all of hers. I will not allow that. Rika? Here, chopsticks. Both Satoko and I leapt at the boxes, having it out with each other. Dude, if you're losing to a girl who is like half your age, bro, give it up. Man, really, Kate, you're really good at leading people on. You might have a talent for this. Have a plate, one for me and Rika too. Rina whipped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates. We don't hurry. It'll all be eaten up. That's right, okay. Shall we commence this battle? Please, eat a lot. There's enough for everyone. Rina said as she opened up a thermos. Just then I realized that this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different. Oh my god. I will not allow you to have this hamburger. Ugh. Using your elbow is against the rules, Satoko. Grabbing the back of my collar is also against the rules. It was a tough battle. Blocking with her full momentum and an elbow in the opening move, Satoko appeared to have the upper hand. But the difference in our proficiency with chopsticks proved to be fatal and gave me the upper hand. Dude, this guy is talking about this like he's the fucking art of war. Dude, why am I dropping so many frames? Dude! What is happening? One sec. I've been dropping frames like crazy ever since I reinstalled OBS. One second here. I don't know why it's dropping frames. It's the same settings I used before. Nice to see you as well. How's it going? Sorry, one second. I'm just gonna try and fix this real quick. At least figure out what the fuck I'm doing. Whatever, I'll worry about this after. Okay, let's open this back up. Ah, the last meatball. Satoko Hojo has been bested. Yeah, I haven't. I've had school. There probably was times I could have streamed, but I like to stream single player games, so unless I have time off, it's not fun to like start something and then basically have to wait forever because I don't have time. Satoko and I amiably began choking at the same time, falling backwards and spasming. Rika patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Seeing that made Rina blush and breathe heavily in excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating all around her. Mion advised Rina to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. Wait, did I actually say locked up or am I? I did. This is how our meals usually go. I'd do anything in my power, just so things could stay like this. The intense battle calmed, and finally everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh. I do wonder why there are so few words in Japanese to praise how something tastes. Isn't it because the idea of togetherness during a meal didn't begin until a modern era? It seems that long ago, people ate in silence. It must have made the people preparing the food a bit sad, don't you think? Probably because the people back then were so busy eating that they didn't have the time to compliment the flavor. That's just you. Dude, I don't know why, but every time I see, like, a cliff edge in, like, a game, I just think of Dying Light drop kicks. Like, right now, it's like someone from off screen just fucking drop kick. But you know, just hearing that it's good makes me happy, that my effort was worth it, I mean. She blushed a little as she said that. It was delicious. With absolutely perfect timing, Rika struck Rina directly with praise. She looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence. After Rina uttered an unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head with an audible poof. Oh lord, I'm gonna take you home. No, I mean, thank you. It was really delicious. Rina flushed red with excitement, embracing Rika and rubbing her cheek against her so hard you could almost hear it. I know, I miss streaming. I had fun streaming, I wish I had more time. Whenever school's done in April, I will have more time, hopefully, to actually, like, I have such a backlog of games to get through. To reward Rika for her praise, ta-da. These are special. 2 apple rabbits. What the fuck is an apple rabbit? Is it like a candy apple, just like, or is it literally just like an apple? Okay, it's literally just an apple cut up to look like a rabbit. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's just a fucking apple. Whatever. After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them toward Rika. After Rika accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. Did someone say bizarre? Someone say JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? What is it, Satoko? What's with that defiant look? Has everyone prepared proper praise to receive apples from Rina? I almost said it. I almost said it. Don't push yourself. What kind of praise can you think up with your weak vocab? Well then, allow me to show you. After Satoko flashed Mion at me a defiant look, she changed the tone of her voice suddenly. I'm not sure. It kind of depends on the game. I don't tend to worry about the viewer count. But I'm sure most people that watch are usually lurkers. So you are the only person typing. Hey, so Rina's lunch. Satoko thought it was yummy too. Satoko looked up at her poutily while talking cutesy. What? How was that praise? It's not even persuasion by tears. It's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is a Rina limited special skill. She blushed and her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Rina. Aha. Of course, that was asking for the impossible. Rina glomped Satoko and began rubbing her cheek against her. Cute. I don't know if she's saying cute or cutie. Could be both. But I think it's cute. Satoko is so cute. Take you home. Swish, stab, push. Satoko was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them into her mouth, she looked over at Mion and me again with a defiant gaze. It took only 5 seconds to take down Rina. That's unfair. To think she had such a trick. I'm just waiting for all this to go wrong. I can see the horror tag, okay? I know something's gonna go wrong here. If it upsets you so much, why not reward Rina with some praise? Damn it! That was a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even praise. I mean, yeah, come here as often as you'd like. I mean, I can't guarantee that I'm gonna be streaming a lot after this week, but Satoko, you think you've won with that, don't you? How about I show you guys something much better than your superficial gimmicks? That sounds great, Mion. What kind of trick is it? Kay is gonna be the one who does it. What? Why don't I have you show me then? The writhing of an old maid. Dude, in what world are like 7-year-olds just this mean? The plan of attack she suggested was wicked, but it was the only thing we had to beat Satoko. Fucking throw her off the cliff. What do you mean? It's right here. After sipping my tea, I started talking, very naturally and calmly. perfectly. It really is good, isn't it? This is all freshly made, right? No. Actually, most of it, almost all of it was frozen stuff. Then which ones did you make fresh? Well, it's embarrassing. Do I really have to say? Must I? It's gonna be his, of course, because this guy can't take a fucking hint for the life of him. From the synergy of boy plus handmade lunchbox, her expression had melted into euphoria. I already know. This one, right? It sounds like she's gonna puke. I understand you gotta, like, try and translate this through text, but man, it comes off fucked. I'm 20. Rina turned an even deeper shade of red. The words, "I can't believe it," practically written on her face. How can you tell? How that I made it? Of course, Mion had told me beforehand. It had been perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a beat. Next would be the finisher. It had your smell. Silence enveloped the area. Rina, face still completely red, froze solid. With a small yelp, Satoko also blushed. Of course, I did too. I sure would like to try one of Rina's handmade apple rabbits. Or something. Even if this was all because I was competing against Satoko, it felt like I had crossed the line by a good 9 yards, I think. Then, at that moment, I went fucking deaf, I guess. It was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits. Please eat some, Keiichi. There's plenty for you. Instantly, dozens of the apples were shoved into my mouth, knocking me over. Okay, Keiichi, I have 2 bots. 1 sec. I gotta make sure they don't double. It's fine. Fuck it. I'll fix it later. My head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and even more apples were shoved into my mouth. While she was squealing, one apple after another was forced into my mouth. More and more apples. How about them? Okay, dude. Good meme. How about hem apples? Ha ha ha. Looks like he hin. How about them apples, Satoko? Looks like we win. Okay, that was a beautiful sacrifice. How's that, Satoko? This is our complete victory, isn't it? I can't believe it. Such trickery. Satoko ground her teeth, mortified. We did it. I claim victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. At that time, Rina stopped her squealing as she suddenly realized something. Rika, you're not eating it. Did the salt water make it too strong? Maybe? Maybe? Looking over, Rika had pulled the toothpick out of the apple rabbit, placed it into her cupped hands, and seemed to be at a loss for what to do. Poor Mr. Rabbit. I feel sorry for him. I want to save him. Oh my... The fuck? That was the sound of blood spurting from Rina's nose. Cute. Tonight I will take you home. She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. Then, coming back to her senses, she took all of the apples around me, gathered them up with a whip, and fixed them back up on a plate. Now they're all just fine, Kay. Here, I'll give them to you, Rika. Okay. Rika raised up Satoko's hand like a referee after having that plate of rabbits shoved her. She whispered, "This is our victory." What? A comeback? I just don't care anymore. I'm not reading that. I read the... You get what I mean. Thus, my sacrifice ended up being in vain. It was a fun-filled, crazy day. But as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quick. Later, Rina and Kay. See you tomorrow. Thanks for today, Mion. I had a great time. Dude, they better not force me into being with Rina, because I don't want to pick her. I'm sorry. This is the cult of Mion. See you tomorrow. Satoku and Rika went home as well. We parted ways with Mion, and it ended with just Rina and myself enjoying the evening air on our way home. Thanks for coming today, Keiichi. Was it fun? Yeah, lots of fun. Almost feels like a waste to go home, though. Then, well, would you mind taking a little detour, maybe? Maybe. A detour. Is it far? It's a bit of a walk, but it won't take long. I'm not sure if I understand your question. Since we had been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Rina, I quietly nodded. I guess I'm fucking underwater now. I'm in an aquarium. Traversing a small path and up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. There, what looked like the remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. A large heap of garbage spread out towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recalled it being in the newspaper. Oof, oof, oof. It's been quite a while. I wonder what's here. I wonder what's here. When you say it's been a while, you mean the business you had here was with this garbage pile. Oh, the channel points are kind of updated. It's to play sound effects on stream. I have to clean them up. I'll probably be doing it sometime this week. Look, I'll play one as an example. Ready? Trying to find one that... Look, I'll just...
Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Listen, man.
There you go. It's not garbage. To me, it's a pile of treasure. Reina had already entered that well-known cute mode of hers. So that meant there was something cute here. Whoa, a new pile. I can't wait. I can't wait. She descended the unstable slope with ease. I'd expect no less from a born and bred country girl. Hey, wait, I'm coming. Whoa, whoa, whoa. My city-raised self was completely pitiful. It's alright, just stay right there, Keiichi. It won't take long. Reina kindly declined my accompaniment. Don't fall. Watch your step. I'm fine, I'm fine. This is nothing at all. Literally bounding among the heaps of trash, Reina disappeared from sight. I didn't like being left behind, but I was still pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. Without the lively Rena around, the surrounding area quickly fell into silence. The cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. Fairly exhausted, I began to feel a little sleepy. Just then, a sudden noise of scattering pebbles alerted me to somebody's presence. Startled, I turned around. The fuck? Hey there, man, I just wanna take pictures. Sitting there was a typical-looking photographer. He spied over me through his camera. His body was tanned and fit, but something about him seemed unreliable, and he had a bit of an aloof air about him. Well, didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case. Whoa, you surprised me. Although startled when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line. I'm the one who's surprised here, buddy. My bad, my bad. I didn't mean to startle you. Are you from Hinamizawa? I gathered that he wasn't from that question. Unfazed by my suspicious gaze, he introduced himself without my prompting. I'm Tomatake, freelance photographer. I come to Hinamizawa from time to time. I didn't ask who you were. Quite rude to photograph someone without consent, one would think. My bad, my bad. I mainly photograph wild birds. They can't refuse, you see? That's a little bit of an odd take. Okay, look, I'll drink water. I have water here. So what you're saying, I'm the same as the birds. No, well, you see, that image of a young man in the twilight was just picturesque. I apologize for trying to take your picture without asking. Adults are pretty sick. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. A little bit odd. I had no intention of hanging around with this guy, trying to get cozy with me. He's trying to fuck me, man. Let's go. So it didn't seem like Rina would be back soon. But this older guy, Tomitake, didn't mind my cautious responses and continued rambling on by himself. Keiichi, sorry to keep you waiting. I'm finished now. Rina popped her head out from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand. You have someone with you. What would she be doing over there? That's what I wanted to know. Maybe she's checking on the dismembered corpse. That was out here long ago. Tomitake looked shaken up by that for a moment. I'm 20. Uh-oh. I responded like I would if I were talking with Rina and the others. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. Haha, Keiichi, sorry to keep you. You're waiting a while, I guess? I'd best leave you two lovebirds alone. Again, my apologies for startling you, Keiichi. Yep, I am 20. I know, I sound younger. Guess puberty came late. Tomitake chortled suggestively, then disappeared into the twilight. Missing my chance to retort, put me off a bit. Keiichi, are you angry? Why, I wonder. I don't like that this girl repeats herself. It makes me feel very odd. It wasn't Rina's fault, so I decided to just brush it off for now. How was it? On a treasure trove? Oh yes, so listen. You see, there was a Colonel Randy doll. A Colonel Randy doll. Oh, that thing. Those statues they always have out in front of the fried chicken place. That life-size dummy. Yes, Colonel Randy. How cute. I wanted to take it home. I couldn't tell how she decides what's cute or not, but, well, she seems to want it. It's garbage, right? No one would care if you take it home. It's become the base of another pile. I can't dig it out easily. There's no lamppost over there, so it'll get dark pretty soon. Rina seemed quite down about finding a treasure and not being able to bring it back. I'll help you out, to repay you for the delicious picnic you prepared today. Thank you. Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us. Keiichi's gonna help. I can take Colonel Randy home. How... Rina staggered along as if intoxicated in her dreamy state of mind. I tried asking her in a way that wouldn't take her out of the cheery state. Hey Rina, long ago, did something happen here? Seems like they were building a dam here. I don't know the details though. How... Just wondering if you knew about, an accident or something. I don't have a webcam. Maybe I'll put the channel point and go for 3 million points back. I don't know. Her tone was disturbingly frank. It sounded more like a denial than an answer. I must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Rina quickly lightened her expression. Actually, I didn't live here until a year ago. Huh? You transferred here too? I was sure that... So you see, I don't really know much from before that. Sorry. Don't really know, don't want to talk about it. That was the kind of feeling she gave me. Thinking about it, of course, it would be like that. This wasn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. It was just like Tomitake said. Then I had a feeling only the Higurashi would know. So surprise, surprise, she's kind of a... This girl's kind of a weirdo. Not only does she repeat herself, but she's a little bit odd. It's okay. You're not stinking rich? What is this all of a sudden? Did I come to a school in a limo before? How much do you get for a monthly allowance? About $10? My, that's a rather plebeian amount. Oh wait, what happened there? His lunch is made up of normal stuff, he isn't rich. What are they talking about? To be asked out of nowhere how much I get, and then told that's a plebeian amount. Haha, sorry. Rena seemed to pick up on my dubious expression and started giggling. Okay, your house, you know, it's pretty big, yeah? Just the architecture has people around Hinamizawa calling it Maebara Manor, and it sort of stands out. Maebara Manor. Since the house is so big, everybody is gossiping, wondering exactly how rich you are. I see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how it could cause some misunderstandings. From my deduction, I wager they spent too much money on building that house, and that is why they are now broke. Being broke, how very, very unfortunate. Rika took pity on me as she patted my head. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar. Yeah, sorry for ruining your imagination, but we aren't millionaires, or poor. We're the image of a normal, average household. You can't call it normal with that huge house. The entranceway is all grand, and the gate is large enough for a large truck to get through. That's not normal at all. They do say the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. I mean, that is a pretty big fucking house, man. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. There are a bunch of different workshops, and lots of his works are hung up in different places. All of them are huge too. For those reasons, the family actually uses only a third of the house for day-to-day living. He planned it out so people in cars could come in to see the gallery he opens up in the house someday. Excuse me. By the way, the entranceway Mion is talking about is the one for the studio, and it's normally sealed off. The entranceway the Maebara family actually uses is a very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside. I'd really like a chance to explore Kei's house. Claiming not to be rich, but having a home like that? It could be hidden there. Maybe there's something cute hidden. I don't know what this HAU noise is. I don't know if you're saying like how, I mean that's how I'm gonna keep saying it, but they probably had no money to purchase furniture, so it's filled with Spartan rooms. Spartan. There are carpeted rooms. I would love to try rolling around on the floor. Wow, that'd be great. So great. I want to roll around too. Seems like their imaginations were just piling on. Well, sometimes in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Dad is a sucker for the ladies, so he might even let them look around his studio. Hey bro, your dad needs to chill because they're like fucking 12. The cry of the Higurashi crescendoed as the sky towered over everything. You're right, true, I could turn on the voice acting. It was hot, but the air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I was about to say, I could probably click... Oh, no. Wait, can I still... Now, this is interesting. It's a murder. I was about to say, I'll if it does show here... There is too. Awesome. Okay, let's hear this. Okay, dude. Yeah, we're just gonna go with how. Let's get rid of that. From the June XX 1979 edition. The Shishibone City Okinomiya Police Station, June XX, late at night. Suspects were arrested on suspicion of murder and improper disposal of a corpse. The main offender has been added to the wanted list nationwide. According to our sources, the 6 suspects were at the Hinamizawa Dam construction site workroom on the XX at 9 p.m. where they are suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer XXXX as a group, dismembering his body and hiding it. On the XX at 8 o'clock in the morning, a report was filed by the Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered Mr. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested that afternoon on suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. The rest of the suspects were arrested the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies with their testimonies, the investigation is still ongoing. And when did this say it was? I'm gonna skip through this. I could have just checked the log, but it's fine. It said 1982, right? Because I said it was 1979. Okay. Let's think here. I don't really see how the fuck this has anything to do with anything, but... So the dam that we were just at, or like the to-be-constructed dam, there was a murder that happened there. Dude, I'm not gonna do the fucking... I'm not doing the Among Us meme, but I got some suspicion on Rina, dude. I don't know what's up with her. I don't like her. There's something off about her. A little bit unsettling. I'll probably be able to... Holy shit, I just had a fucking stroke. I'll probably be able to get through one more sub-chapter, then I have dinner. I'm gonna turn off the stream, eat dinner, and come back. And then we'll continue. But we'll do one more sub-chapter here. I'm fucking blind. Colonel Randy? Of course, it's right up her alley. I understand her wanting to take home Satoko and Rika. But I can't understand that Colonel Randy. What's so good about that four-eyed geezer? Probably better to hear it from Rina, don't you think? She'll probably just say, because it was so cute, though. Does Rina often go to the construction site to hunt for treasure? Every now and then she says she's going to have a look. But a girl her age rummaging around in garbage is... well... If Rina enjoys it, then I think it's fine. What were they doing over there? Dam construction? It's been bugging me since yesterday, like an itch I couldn't scratch. It was cancelled a long time ago. Everyone gathered together and fought against it. Hearing an ominous word like fought come from Rika's mouth startled me. That's right. It was unbelievable. It said Hinamizawa would be sunk into the reservoir, and we had no say in the matter. So, I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded. Doo-doo-doo. I'm sorry. I didn't keep you, did I? My deepest apologies, Keiichi. It took me a while to powder my nose. Satoko, wait to use the can until you really have to go. It's a lot easier since it shoots right at... Yo, what the fuck? How dare you speak that way to a maiden of unparalleled beauty such as myself? Who is she calling a maiden? Satoko really was a maiden. She wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued. Thank you. Now then. One second. Okay. Now then. Gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring a point to discussion. He, Keiichi Maebara, wishes to be included as a member in our activities. What say you? Rina has no objection. Oh ho ho ho. I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up to the task. Me and Satoko both approve. Three that Mion had queried voiced their approval. A unanimous decision. Congratulations, Keiichi Maebara. I present you the honor of being allowed to take the entrance exam for our club. Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. What club is this? What our club does, you see. In order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under different sets of rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. I'm pretty weak, so I'd prefer if you didn't single me out. Let's try to get along. You're so naive, Rina. The law of the jungle is survival of the fittest. It was starting to sound a bit sketchy, so what kind of club was it? To sum it up, it's a club where we play games together. Rika was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. Ugh, wait, did she just like fucking vanish out of thin air? What the fuck was that? She teleported. Scotty beamed her up. What was that? So basically, this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use. By playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day, it seemed that depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner or a penalty for the person who finished in last place. I'll make this clear right now. We aren't playing house here. You should treat each win or loss as if your life depends on it, alright? What's wrong with just having fun? Don't make it sound so crazy. The first rule of our society, aim only for first place. Going at it half-assed just because it's a game is not allowed. Rule number 2 of our society. For that reason, you are obligated to make all possible efforts. The way Satoko said it, it sounded like she was saying, use any means necessary. Of course, I will do my best too. I'm pretty weak, but I'm trying my best. Oops. I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everybody is aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun. Alright, then I too will go all out. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism into the club. A word of warning, Kay. Rina can get pretty nasty. This initiation looks like it's gonna be rough. Mion began fishing around in the student lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at the school? Well, it's club equipment, so I guess that's fine. Complicated games would put Kay at a disadvantage, so today we'll play a game that you should be familiar with. How about a standard card game, like Old Bachelor? Alright, let's do this. I'm actually gonna play? Can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. This time the loser will be sentenced to having their face drawn on. What do you think? Whoa, whoa, whoa. It won't be a permanent marker, right? Right? Permanent. She wants to draw on our faces with permanent marker. That is perfect. Satoko cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. It seemed like she was raring to go. It's gonna be like this and I can't lose either. Am I actually gonna get to play it? And I'll just cut the deck and start dealing. You gotta make sure she's not cheating though. Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. There's only one difference, there's no Joker. In its place, one card is pulled out at the start, meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. Okay, is this just like a... You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. It's a pretty thrilling game. I'll take out the card now. Mion took out the card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. Well, it'll be pretty obvious in the endgame. Dude, this guy's a Marvel fan. No way to tell at the start. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to the one face down, all while gauging each other's reaction. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be. This deck is pretty worn out. No way. Can everyone tell by the scratches what the card on the table is? Remember the second rule of our society? Keishi must try his hardest to win as well. A number of cards are quite unique. Keishi should be able to remember them pretty quickly. She said that so matter-of-factly. Suits me fine. Don't think a little thing like that will be your crutch. I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear for each individual card. This wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. This was a test. Then they were playing with the answer sheet in front of them. Bring it. I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That baseless confidence would soon be crushed. I'm not going to get to play. Hikiki. How about I tell you your hand starting from the right? 3-4, 9 Jack Queen. Ugh. By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds. Ugh. I can tell what they are even if you switch them around. I am out. Ugh. Thought I was prepared for it to be this brutal. Just overwhelming. Demons. You're all demons. Rina isn't a demon, are you? Sorry, Keiichi. This is the 3 of hearts, isn't it? I'm out. Jesus Christ, dude. The fucking audio. Not even a hint of mercy. Rina, even Rika. These club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their necks and were dropped into a death match on a deserted island, these guys would probably take it to it like fish it to water. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates. It's a lowest point system. The order itself dictates the points. Whoever has the lowest point total wins. It's like golf. Since Keiichi finished last, he has 5 points. There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard? Scorecard? And I think it's unfair to Keiichi if we don't use a new deck. It's fine, it's fine. Kei is a man after all. He can turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him, right? It's fitting for a lowly peasant to scamper home and soak their pillow in tears, don't you think? A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontainable frustration. It was Rika's. Keep on fighting, yeah? Oh, my guy's gonna get fucking smoked. Thanks to Rika's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I could muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Maebara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. It's just as Rina said, several of the cards have their own distinct markings, making them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory. Whoa, great Keiichi, just like that. I covered the uniquely marked cards with my hands, or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen. The one with the ripped corner should be the 5, and I'm out. I couldn't let any of those precious hints slip by me. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Stoko fanned out her cards for me. You see, I want the 7. Is it this one? I wonder about that. You won't know unless you take it, dude. Is my Siri going off? Dude, she is. Siri, fuck off. I don't know why she turned on, dude. I'm getting monitored right now. I don't know why it turned on. Monka W. There's a bit of dismay in her expression. Like she doesn't want to take it. That kind of expression. But this could be a double bluff. I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me. I know. It's this one. Got it. 7 of spades. The cheer of ooh rang out. What is this? The 7 should be the hardest one of all to tell apart. It wasn't from memorizing the markings. Those slight changes in their expression as I was selecting a card were enough. Can't hide it from me, Kay. This mark means the 2 of diamonds. What? She was startled by her own misread. I wonder if he, ripped it or something. Of course, everyone else was too. Whoa, it's rare that me gets a card wrong. No. Kay, could it be you? They told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch, so I put a new one on it. Are you saying he disguised it as a 2 of diamonds? What an impressive show of wit. Dude, this is so extra, holy fuck. Keiichi landed a clean hit. That's great, Keiichi. That was an incredible match, you know? Having defeated the Forerunner Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points, it was already set in stone that Mion would win and I would finish last. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves. Well, I'm gonna end up the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion at the end. Haha. That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who was at the top already and ensured victory. Even if Kei gets first place this round, he'll still end up last place overall. Don't you hate that? Of course I do. Let's have a duel. 1 chance. If you win, then we'll swap first and last place. How about it? You up for it? She fell for it. A chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without goading her into it. 1 chance, you say? Let me hear the rules. Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced 1 with the Joker card that was on the table, then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back. The card on my right is the card in my right or the card in my left. Kei can guess which hand the Joker's in, then he wins. When you turned around now, you didn't pull out the Joker, did you? If you lose, I'll show the card in the other hand. That okay? The 3 gulp nervously. So this is where you get double baited, and I think she did a switch. Absolutely. All right. You've got it. It froze there for a second. I got scared. Mion grasped one card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I needed to inspect them closely. The card on the right had no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was. Which one, I wonder, Keiichi? Be careful. Of course, it's my chance for a big comeback. Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't one I had seen before. Ah, that card is... I didn't let that bit from Satoko slip by me. Mion clucked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Satoko's reaction that the card had already appeared during the game. I think this is bait. Since it had already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker. Oh. Kei thinks it's the one on the right. Will you choose that one then? Will you? The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare that the card on the right was the Joker. Now this is the bait. Even without Mion's taunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. Wasn't it a bit too rash to decide? Yeah, it is. You're gonna get trolled. More carefully. Ah, I remember now. That mark on the left card. No doubt about it. That's the 7 of clubs. It's the 7 of clubs. I see. I've won. The card on the left was the 7 of clubs. So that meant the card on the right was the Joker. Unless, again, you got double bluffed. And then just before my hand touched the right card, I froze. I would expect no less from you. There's a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt right before I confirmed the right card was the Joker. Huh? What could Keiichi possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is... Shh. Oh. What makes you so certain that the right one isn't the Joker, Kei? Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled. I don't know what the card on the right could be, but I know that the one on the left is the 7 of clubs. Then... doesn't that leave the right one as the Joker? One of them has to be the Joker, right? Yeah. One of those is the Joker, right? Keiichi has good intuition. Huh? Rika, what do you mean by he's not talking about that? I don't know why it keeps freezing here. So basically, the 7 of clubs, I discarded that by matching it with Satoko's 7 of spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy pile, so that means Mion pocketed one of the discarded cards, then aligned it over the left card, and that means... I see, I get it. This left card is being disguised as the 7 of clubs. This is so extra, holy fuck. It was the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly. The Joker is the left one! It was an intense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking the silence, the first one to spoke was Mion. This is where she goes, Omega lol, you're wrong. Being the first president of this club, I've been witness to a variety of performances. Hey, yours is the best. The best of the best of the best. That's probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory. Rika placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating me on my victory. Huh? Rika is... Rina and Satoko gaped. I guess I was thinking gasped at us. Gaped at us. Fuck. Don't use the word gape. Gaped at us as if they had seen a ghost. What is it, Rina? Not as if I cheated or anything, right? That one was fair and square. Rika only pets someone on the head to console them. Yeah, you got Omega lol, bro. Huh? What's the meaning of... At that moment, Rina let out a small shriek. Keiichi, this is how it was? You know, Kei, I thought you'd read into it that far. Everyone froze. No, it was just me. It was a gamble. If you'd just jumped to conclusions like a little brat, then I would have lost. It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the losing hand. Kei, you know, you should take pride in this loss. She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. The card under the 7 of clubs. Unbelievable. It was a 2 of diamonds. It was a setup behind the setup. It was a double bluff, as I said. But I just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it. I, Mion Sonozaki, as the club president, do accept Keiichi Maebare's membership into our club. As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everybody let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat. The match is now over. Today's victor is me, Mion Sonozaki. And our exalted loser is Keiichi Maebare. Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was so soundly beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing. When Meat pulled that little trick behind her back, I got excited, thinking, she's gonna do it again. When Keiichi stopped the moment before touching the correct card, I thought he fell for it. He fell for it quite handily. Huh? Hey, wait. All of them knew from the start and still got so excited, so earnestly. Everyone got excited to make it more fun. You're all demons, you monsters. Now then, Kay, it's time for your penalty. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy, okay? It'd be a problem if you refused to come to school. The other 3 members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Bro, I'm sorry, if you could not break out of that. 2 of them are like 8. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt tip marker, and it's a giant permanent one. Okay, here we go. She took the cap off the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized. No! It's frozen again! No! Where's the Darth Vader? No! I let out my death throes. She drew a fucking huge cock on my face. And that's how it ended. As soon as the club activities were finished, Rena flew off. Probably so she could dig out that cute Colonel Randy that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today, it was just Mion and me. Hell yeah! Dude, I'm gonna kill Siri. Dude, the message Siri got was, as soon as the club activities were finished, Rena flew off, probably, so she'll take out that cute Colonel Randy she was able to take home yesterday. It got pretty close. But fuck off. I'm turning this off. Stop fucking monitoring me. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill this bitch. Spilled my water, too. Man, God is great. I'm lucky there was nothing left in it. So today, it was just Mion and me walking home together. A rather rare occurrence. Hell yeah. A mountain of treasure, huh? Guys throwing it away probably never thought in their wildest dreams that Rena would be grateful to them. Mountain of treasure, meaning that damn construction site from before. Oh right, Mion would probably tell me. That murder by dismemberments holy fuck. That murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there. Over there, you know, at that damn construction site. Did something happen there long ago? Something sure did. A grand battle. There were sit-ins and demonstrations. It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided I'd listen just the same. It was our land that was going to be sunk into the damn reservoir. I would have fought as well, probably. The government guys were really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out that they couldn't settle it with money, they did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys. Mion spoke excitedly, as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You were facing the federal government, right? The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. Just froze again. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with legislators. And as a result, the development plan was retracted. It was our complete victory. There wasn't any violence, was there? Like assaults or murders? None. He promptly cut me off. The same as Rena had. Her words signaled the end of discussion. Tomitake said one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that the murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. No, you're definitely not wrong, dude. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside. Later, see you tomorrow. Okay. You can't wash that off until you get home, got it? I got it, I won't. Mion held back her laughter, oops, while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew. Damn you, Mion, you shall rue this day. If our roles are ever reversed, reverse the roles, Squad W. I'm gonna go all out. All over your face, so you won't be able to take it off, even with a scouring pad, or a scoring pad, however you would say that. A little bit questionable phrasing. Oh, upon arriving at home, I ran straight into my mom, embarrassing myself yet again. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear, "Welcome home, Keiichi. Dad, he's in a bit of a rut right now, so don't bother him, okay? Can't come up with a new idea? Because the deadlines are so close together this time. Your dad needs time to recharge or he doesn't work as well. Dad's paintings feed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Maybaras. We've never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house?" The theme of this piece this time is in the household. So it seems your dad wants to use this house as a motif. Quite a bothersome motif. Keiichi, tidy your room for once in a while. It looks terrible. Sorry, I'll clean it up later. Come on, please don't use my room as the motif. Keiichi, there's still some time before dinner, so please go take a walk out back or something. Dad's moods are only temporary, but he beats me severely. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk so I don't aggravate him further. Well, I guess I will then. I said I was going to take a walk. I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just needed to kill some time. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. I could just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creep me out. If Mion or Satoko ever found out about that. I smiled wryly. Oh yeah, Rena was probably still at that mountain of treasure. The damn construction site. The excavation of Colonel Randy was probably taking her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one. She might return the favor next time we have club activities, dude. I thought you were going to say something else. With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the damn construction site. Tomitake might be there as well. The only person with information about the incident that both Rena and Mion denied knowing anything about. I wonder if this is going to turn into like a small town hides a scary secret. If I met him again, I'd like to ask for more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? That was my real intention. A small town hides a big secret. This episode on Higurashi. I spotted Rena struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. It looked like Colonel Randy was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Rena would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomitake wasn't around, I began climbing down the slope unsteadily. Hey Rena, looks like you're working up a sweat. Oops. Whoa, Keiichi. What brings you to a place like this? Place like this, huh? It's frozen again. I see. She was aware of it at least. I received a signal for emergency assistance at the accident site. Where's the injured party? Accident? But there was a report that Colonel Randy was buried alive in the trash pile. Oh, that. You scared me. Don't frighten me like that, Keiichi. I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out. You came for me? How? Well, I filled my quota for the day. If I don't see Rena blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Oh, that's a little bit odd way to put it. Just kidding. You're embarrassing me now. So, huh? What part was the joke? What part was it? I ignored her bewilderment. Okay, now move out of the way. So where is Colonel Randy? Ah, sorry. God, I keep fucking right-clicking by accident. Can you see him in that gap? He's really buried in there. The Colonel Randy was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials, like they were caging him inside. According to Rena, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seems as though another illegal dumper, that's what happens when you poop in public, came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. You're trying to move this pile all by yourself? With those scrawny arms? There's no way she would be able to do that with her slender arms. But Colonel Randy's is so cute. There's a chain on the Colonel Randy at the store. This one, though, I should be able to take this one home. If Rena gave up on this Colonel Randy, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one in front of the store. As Rena's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Out of the way. I'll do it. Rena blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If it got buried any deeper, there would be nothing that could be done. Keiichi, I'll help too. Let me help. You just get in the way, so stay back. Squad W. Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside. I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a twilight sky, but lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it! No matter how much I threw out, there was still more. Even though I could see Colonel Randy right there. After grandstanding like that in front of Rena, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was gonna do this seriously, I'd need an axe or a saw or something. That's enough, Keiichi. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard. Dude, she's a fucking... This girl's a League player. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard. Chill. I'm just doing it for you, Rena. Don't worry about it. Rena began sputtering and turned beet red. Whoops. I meant to say I was trying my best as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Oh well. I closed my eyes as I died. I guess I just need a break. This was pretty tough. I sprawled on my back over the grassy slope. I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat. Rena patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt pretty nice. Well, wait here a minute, okay? My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay? Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Rena took off running. Dude, this fucking photographer's gonna come up and be like, hey, little boy, I see that you're alone again. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Rena was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I discovered earlier. Oh. Oh. That was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. They were bound stacks of not so reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. It was just as Tomatake's son... Fuck, I said it! Tomatake said. And undoubtedly, there would be mention of the murder. These are troubled times. There is no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well, so it had to be recorded somewhere. I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. Well, considering that, well, I mean, we know as the outsider because of the tips, it was in 79. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew it happened here. We knew at least a man was arrested, but it was multiple people, it sounded like. I'll go over that again later. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Rena had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine. But it wasn't just that. Both Rena and Mion said they didn't know. Or were they complicit? Are they covering something up? But it had happened, without a doubt. As long as Tomatake wasn't lying. Even if both Rena and Mion, yeah, there was. If they had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. An incident that neither Rena nor Mion wished to talk about. Trying to uncover it after they tried to conceal it out of good intentions. That made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Holy shit. What's up with the color change? Hinamizawa dam worker lynching. Murder by dismemberment. Here it is. The featured article was in the back, and it seemed that there was a photograph in the colored pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together and weren't easy to open. Rena could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag, and newspaper reporters were all bathing in it in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site. Lynching and murder dismemberment. Lynching is sort of a weird word to use. There's kind of like racial connotations with that, so I don't really know what they're... Because lynchings usually weren't done by like one person. And I know that the paper we read seemed to insinuate it was multiple people, so... The victim was the site foreman. He'd assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as it happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was... Look at W. The assailants butchered the victim's body with things and pickaxes. The axe used to split the cadaver into 6 pieces: the head, arms, legs, and torso. I could understand just from the headline that it was just too terrible an incident. Normally a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes. That wasn't lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter. A brutal murder. Done by a group of people with hatchets, with pickaxes, with a hatchet. Yo. Ah! Eek, sorry. Did I startle you? Did I startle you? Rena dropped the hatchet she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice. Keiichi, you see earlier... Yeah, you said it would help if you had an axe or something, didn't you? You did say that. So then I brought a hatchet for you from the shed. Rena fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. It seemed I'd been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry, I guess my reaction was a bit overboard. No, I'm sorry as well, I'm sorry. Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out, and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. Doesn't look like we can break that last beam without the hatchet. You brought it after all. I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, alright? Okay. Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Colonel Randy, right? You're right. I really want to take Colonel Randy home soon. We both knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Rena brought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. Monka ass, dude. There it is. It's almost perfect timing because I think my dinner's about ready. We'll read these tips, and that's where we'll stop for now. October 1975. In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin Number blank, Hinamizawa's electrical development master plan was announced. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam was to have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. The area to be flooded by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa, Takatsudo, Kiyotsu, Matsumoto, and Yagochi, I don't know how you say that. The submerged area would include 291 houses, population 1,251, 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. I wonder if in this, dude, I hate how it keeps freezing. I wonder if when it's talking about that list here, if the lumberyard is considered the school or not, or if it's considered the school. All of these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship were to be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land was too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created... I just had a stroke. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onikakushi Guardians. The dam project was halted, and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the governments and its puppet company, Blank, openly refused. Performing unspeakable heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the village did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of that frightened Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity. And they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onikakushi Guardians has been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as that passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onikakushi Guardians Committee Chairman Ichiro Kimiyoshi. Okay. 2075. Now this is what we're excited about. A nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder dismemberment. On blank day of blank month and blank prefecture at the Hinamizawa Dam construction worksite in Shishibon City, a bone-chillingly gruesome murder dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened to Hinamizawa Dam? They probably didn't mean to kill him at first. Dude, he was dismembered. What? But as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return, and it quickly escalated to homicide. So, said the aforementioned investigator A, after this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody could have mistaken as alive. Blank had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first, it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself in to the police. It was the de facto leader of the group, Blank, who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area, but the de facto leader feared that the consciences of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. This way they're all complicit in the murder. Blank had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated, but what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. Blank had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but Blank threatened them, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up in his objections. But Blank's plan collapsed in the span of one night. Blank, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down into tears at the hospital where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader, Blank's, whereabouts are still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by Blank has yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that Blank had said he was going to throw the body, right arm, into the swamp. Blank's car was discovered abandoned near the swamp, but there were no clues to his whereabouts. Blank didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and used his car as a decoy. Holy fuck. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. Frozen again. But within the station, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the swamp when he went to throw away the body. For the locals, that swamp is believed to be bottomless. It's known as Onikakushi, the Demon's Abyss, and it's said that the bottom of the swamp is connected to the hellish world of demons, and that's what this episode is called, right? But episode 1 of this is, or chapter 1. The atrocious demon from hell that was blank. Could it be that he had returned to hell through the swamp? The Zijin Dragon, bringer of luck and fortune! Prosperous future, ladies leaping into your arms, business success, promotions, ambition, protection from harm. Not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love. Guaranteed your money back. See a Zijin Dragon Blazer DX, One Piece. One Piece? 27,800 yen. Okay, dude. Let's hit the save real quick. So it looks like it's approximately about an hour per chapter. Considering I've been a little bit less because I fucked around at the start. Okay, well that's where we're gonna stop for now. I'll probably come back after dinner. And worst case scenario, if I don't, I'll just make up for it with a long stream tomorrow. We're gonna see how much of this game we can get through in a week. I'll probably have some free time considering my midterms are at the start of next week. But once that's done, I should be able to... I think we'll be able to... Basically, we'll play this game pretty damn regularly for 2 weeks. I should be coming back later. It might not be like in like an hour's time, but it's 6 p.m. EST where I am. I'll probably be back like by 9 if I'm gonna stream. So, woohoo! Have a good night if I don't come back. And I'll see you then if I do come back. Peace out.